All
What's
right.
up, world? It's Thursday. And
Woo.
discussing purpose only. We are going to talk about the NBA. And
Uh-oh.
Nathaniel, I seen a clip this week that I did not watch the game, but the
Yeah,
clip was kind of crazy, man. I don't know if you heard about it.
I didn't, man. But I know that there's just some craziness out there, man. People are acting fools lately, so I can only imagine. Let me cue this up.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Check it out.
He also told him to try him, but Diabate wasn't going for it. Duren pushed him back, and the tension was on. After Diabate gave him a hard foul, this happened.
See, that's it. Oh.
Hey, man,
Oh.
now pause that right there, man. Just think about that. He put the hand to the face, man.
You don't do
He
that, man.
physically palm, palmed the man's face. And, like, let's be honest, man, that is total disrespect to get palmed by someone like that. Now, I wouldn't have challenged him by coming in with a headbutt first, though.
That's
That
crazy.
just doesn't make any sense. It was a
Yeah.
foul. I understand the game is physical. Um, Growing up playing basketball like you play, there's gonna be hard fouls. You know what I'm saying? I know this is the NBA and that's totally different. But this is really something that I feel it went way beyond what it should have in a normal atmosphere.
I'm considering this, man. I'm looking at like all the emotions that's flying around. Once you get that face plant, right? You're thinking my mama's out there, my girlfriend's out there, my girlfriend, my wife on the side is out there. Like everybody out there is just watching me just get embarrassed at this point. And that's where the tensions come flying, man.
No, it is. It's an embarrassing moment. Like it's a disrespect. It's straight up ego trip. Okay. So now he goes crazy. Let's finish watching the video, man, because this kind of gets a little wild.
Let's see this. Let's see this.
Ever, so Diabate tried to fight back with a punch.
Swinging.
But Diabate wanted more.
That's it.
He kept chasing him and said this to Duren.
Oh man, he was really going in after him.
Miles Bridges
Look at that.
Diabate was upset.
Wanted all the smoke with Duren.
Hey, so let's look at that though, because Miles Bridges jumped in this, and he kind of, I don't know, I know sometimes you got to jump in and show you got heart, you got your boys back, but he took it a little too far by continuing and really going after him. And I mean, as you see, it even escalated even further after that point. But
So what are you
once you
thinking?
know that a fight is breaking, I'm thinking that once you jump in a fight, you're gonna face the consequences. And is it really worth it now?
So
You
you
know what
got
I'm
to
saying? Is it
commit.
really worth it? I got a question for the audience. Would you like to see, just like hockey, how they let the guys fight? Would you
Oh,
like to see the NBA players fight? I don't think it could work personally because the emotions are way too high in the NBA game. But in hockey, they let them fight it out and then they send them to a penalty box and say, go sit in your corners and then y'all can play a little later. But in the NBA, you cannot do that because those type of dudes, you can't send them to a penalty box and then say, come back in the fourth quarter and y'all can finish out the game. It's not happening.
I'm looking
What are your
at I'm
thoughts?
I'm looking at my paycheck, man. You got Jalen over. I think he's at 2 million. I think he's at 2 million a year, while Musa's at 6 million. Do I have? Is that about right? About six
That's about
million a
right.
year, man. I'm thinking, what am I risking here, and is it worth it? And I get having that tunnel vision and just being just completely just pissed and seeing red. But at the end of the day, man, like suspensions are coming in, and this goes on your record. While the video was playing, I just wanted to look and see if either one of these two had any history of past discretions, and they really don't. They're kind of fairly new. I think it was Musa may have had an issue back in 2022. Jalen, this is kind of new to him, but man, I mean, what a rocky start, man! What a rocky start. He's fairly new. He's getting paid. I actually think it's Jalen at $6 million, and Moussa at 2.
Yeah, I think you do got those numbers reversed. They are right. That's right.
Yeah.
But the key thing you keyed in on is the history. Which one of these players have history? So on that topic, let's cue in the rest of the video, and then we can answer that question of who has the most history out of all these four players, and why they acted the way they acted.
Now, here's when things take a complete turn. Isaiah Stewart literally ran from his bench and got onto the court. He tried to punch Bridges, who retaliated by wrestling him. It looked like Stewart actually...
All right, so I got a question for you, man. I got a question. So the two dudes are going at it. Nothing much is going to happen. There's referees, man, and you see how they're swinging. Like, nothing's really going to happen. Are you going to risk your career, your money, because that's your boy out there, maybe your teammate. Let's just say your teammate. Are you going out there jumping in saying, I'll take the suspension with you? Is that what you're doing?
So let me put it to you like this. There are some cats that are just built differently. He is one of them. And when I say he is one of them, he has the most history out of all four of these guys of confrontations and fights in the NBA. I mean, if you look up his record, there's about 4 or 5 incidents where he's about that life. So when you know that he's about that life, and like you said, he wasn't even playing. He came off the bench and said, "What's up?
What's up?"
Like, for real. He got in his stance. He was ready to throw the thing, man. And it's just funny that, he's just about that. So as we all know, sometimes you can't take that person. I don't care how much money you give him. Now he's going to look back on it and maybe question his actions. But from past experiences, this is just the business as usual for him, in my opinion, unfortunately.
Man, he's just a victim. Everybody's just a victim of circumstance at that point, huh?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Just my thoughts, of course.
Yeah, I always look at it like this, when I go to these games. I'm like, man, one, they're just young, right? These are young cats, some out of high school, some not done with college, some straight out of college, some from the hood, some from a very bad part of the hood, some from a different country. I mean, man, you mix all those personalities together, man, and history and past, discretions, it's going to get rowdy. I don't care how you professionalize these industries. It's just going to get rowdy, man. And these cats are going to, oh man, I heard that somebody after the Super Bowl went out to a club and got shot in the ankle. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, the San Francisco 49er guy. He plays for my team, 49ers.
Oh, man.
And it was a party he was throwing, if I read the article right. And the rapper Lil Baby and his crew, I guess, I don't really know the details because I didn't really get too far into the story and watch any actual evidence. But the rumors are that they were trying to get into his party and words were exchanged and then shots were fired. And who shots were fired by, I don't know. But that's just what I've read. And I'm sure there's more to come out under that investigation. And I'm sure we'll give an update maybe next Thursday on that one.
Yeah, we'll dive into that. I will say this, man, and this is for people who are trying to understand the differences between, you've got just entertainment in general and where credibility goes, right? These cats get into a fight, they lose some money, right? They get suspended, they lose a little bit of money. You have somebody like Lil Baby get involved, gun charges. Well, he comes out a champion, man. He comes out a street champion with street cred. You know what I mean? You got to pick y'all's lanes, man. Like, if you want to be in a professional sport, focus on being a professional. You want to get out there in that rapper's life and, shoot people in the ankles? Well, then that's what you can do. And you'll get a lot of street cred behind it. You know what I mean?
In a sense, yeah. It's just crazy, man. Like, at some point, we just got to watch how we act at the end of the day. When you make all that money, you really have to understand that you're the breadwinner, what I'm saying, for that family as well. So not only do you jeopardize your career, but you jeopardize the lives of everyone you are supporting at that point. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of people being supported by some of these guys. And so when you act out of character, it not it's a domino effect, no matter how we look at it. So
Man,
yeah,
that's
something you
that
really got
30
to
year
think of.
old that's that 30-year-old plus talk right there, where you look back and say, man,
Right.
these are my responsibilities, right? Family, you got a mortgage now, you got car notes, you got kids that you're taking to school, right? So that's now that goes a step further because now you got reputation. And man,
Yeah.
for the life of me, I don't know why, a lot of people just don't consider this. Trust me, man, I get road rage pretty bad. There's plenty of things that I want to do, but then I got to,
Whew.
oh man,
Yeah.
you know, I got to dial
Yeah.
it back a little
But it
bit.
did take us. It took us some learning to get there and some age, maturity. I guarantee you.
Yep. Those out there that's watching this, man, at what age would you consider yourself mature? Right? Was it in your 20? I doubt it was in your 20s. Was it in your 30s? Are you pushing 40? Right, and I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. We think that we're probably talking to a bunch of dudes right now, right, that are watching this. Honestly, there's a lot of women out there watching this. 70% of the people watching our channel was women.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what that says, but thank you all for tuning in to Discussing Purposes Only.
Yes.
You
So I
know,
also would like to break off into our financial topic and update for the week. Last week we did some recent reviews on Bitcoin, and let's discuss what's going on with Bitcoin at this time. Enough of the fighting and all that stuff. We're gonna go into some financial news and change the mindset on where we're going with our financial status.
this is how I like to break it down. And I love the fact that we hit this up in the end to give people an understanding of what to do with your money going forward. And like Ray said, Bitcoin is a huge topic right now because it is down. In fact, we've got it at $67. $67. I wish I'd be buying lots of that.
Me
$67,000,
too.
right? 67,000 coming from a high of $120,000 a few months ago. So if you were ever considering this cryptocurrency, it's almost half off at this point, right? And one of
Yeah.
the reasons why we're falling so low is because institutions have pulled money out. There's been a lot of tax loss harvesting, so a lot of people that have just literally triggered the market to pull their money out to get ready to pay for taxes. Right? April's coming around, people are taking profits and they are paying their tax bill. So don't think that there are just all these opposing forces on Bitcoin that's making it go down. That's just not the case. I mean, these are people just like you and I that need to pay a tax bill. Businesses pay their tax bills, and just
Wow.
like people, it's becoming more institutional. So businesses have Bitcoin on their balance sheets now, and you got to pay the tax man. But I anticipate Bitcoin going back up into its healthy 70s, 80s by April. So we've got about another month of just, a little bit of pain. Hopefully and I say hopefully it goes down a little bit more because that's when you hop in, right? Dollar cost average. If we can get this thing down to at least
Right.
55, consider that. Consider, going in knowing
Definitely better
that,
opportunities if you're looking long term.
yeah, if you're looking long term. And if Bitcoin is something that, you just don't trust the exchanges, look into IBIT, and that's BlackRock's ETF. And it literally holds nothing but Bitcoin. Now, fortunately for some, it's more regulated because it is owned by BlackRock and it's got more eyes on it. It's a huge conglomerate, unlike Bitcoin. So there are more safeguards if that's what you're into. So IBIT, it's owned and produced by BlackRock.
So hearing this for kind of really the first time, are we saying that they have their own reserve of Bitcoin and that you're buying their reserve and they're kind of monitoring it, holding it, and securing it for you? is what
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really doing here.
Yep. So
Okay.
BlackRock, and they're an owner of a lot of different things, man. Entertainment, real estate, so many
Yes.
different things. They're continuously buying reserves of Bitcoin from the exchanges, just like everybody else, and then repurposing it back out into the community. So if you were considering iBit, it's about $38 per share, and that's ETF. So unlike a mutual fund, you could trade this thing all throughout the day, just like a stock.
Okay. No, that's great to
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
So, hey
absolutely.
guys, new news coming out about BlackRock that you can investigate, and I'll be doing my research on it so I can have better discussions with him and make sure I understand it well as this is rolling out.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody for joining us at Discussing Purpose Only. That's all we're going to talk about. Is if it's got purpose, we're going to talk about it.
Yes, sir. Another Thursday in the bag.